Okay, Coach, we are at the confluence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Go. Ready?
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle, and they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Like 22, he's coming. Down. So don't say nothing. 74. Get wide.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. Wentz can pull it down when he needs to, and the 6'5" quarterback picks up the first down.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A big play there for the Bengals. Give him 55 yards on the ground. Wentz now to throw. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Bengals take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken short.
Here we go.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Protein spill.
They'll run. It's Rodgers. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
You don't want this.
Mike's 59.
Mike's 5.
They'll drop the throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Bengals 14, Steelers 0.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
Hey, Jet. 56, check. Go.
Looking to throw. He finds his target, Fuller. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a give, right side. It's Rodgers. And he's got this down to the 35. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, get the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Hey, Delta.
He'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
Ready? 60 outlaw.
Hey. No. Off.
Let's go.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Ready? Hey, Charlie. Snap.
He'll drop to throw. Going to throw right side here. Complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
Here I come again. Shoot.
Hey. High 7.
Check. 59. Get in the way.
5.
Back to throw here. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That pick hurts a little extra because it was 3rd down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on, because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
It's what you call a rookie mistake.
2nd and 7 at the 5-yard line.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14.
Here we go.
Check.
On 2nd and 7, Wentz eluding the pressure right. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. 7 yards there and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll get that one out quickly to Brown. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Here we go. Waiting. This line 7. Like 9. Hey, Wood.
Throwing on second and 14. Wentz. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
On second and 11 now. Wentz. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. Third down here.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete.
Hey, box truck.
Now Wentz on third down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 25 yards that time.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
He's crashing. He's checking.
Kill. Smooth.
22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. Mike's 22.
81.
Throwing on first is Wentz. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So second and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now a handoff looking right. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up first and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's second and 4.
Recon, 132 fighter. Under 10.
Now back to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree, getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Open man is Howard, the tight end. He got 29 yards that time. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And Howard Sink was the quarterback in his center on that play. They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. From the 2 now, second and goal. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. It's their quarterback. His 2nd touchdown on the season as they are now on the board here in the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting more.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Throwing now is Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
Bravo!
90 is a mic.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. Trying to lay one up deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
This is brought in at the 21. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, and you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Hey, Zoo! Get it!
On play action, they'll throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Set, 8, read. You're out.
Tight dog.
Shoot.
They'll run on 1st down. Cooper. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop them with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. 2nd and 6. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. They'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up. And we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Give him 14 on the play. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. He'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. It's a gain of 5. And it'll be a 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. On the ground, Rodgers. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
61, matchbox lights. Hey, orbit.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Sunday.
Watch the twins. Check nickel.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
87.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
5-9. Hey, wahoo!
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Trailing here in the second half, went for the aggressive play, got a little too aggressive.
You've got to know when to pull up, or if you're going to go for it, how to take your body across a punter's body and not into him. Not a good play at all.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option.
Wentz's pass complete to number 87. Out of bounds at the 34-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Hey, rip on 2, out here.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. And he finds a man with a crossing route. 7 yards there and a first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Wentz now on first down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Back to throw. He's going to fire one deep. Middle. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. O.J. Howard, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 17-14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go!
At their own 22-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Wentz firing quickly here, and that's complete. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Wentz now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Wentz. Wide open receiver, complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41.
Hey, high 7.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And quick throw here, that's complete. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And here's a throw taken in by Boyd.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
From the 22, Wentz got a man. It's Brown. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 12-yard line. Wentz going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's up to 7 for 7 now on this drive alone.
Pilot, 64, weak.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They stopped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Now, the Bengals on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Empty. Hey, box truck.
Mike 5-5.
74.
That's right, baby. They don't want it. Mike 55. Watch the screen. Pass. Check. Fresno.
From the gun, it's Wentz. He'll buy some time right to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tap.
Now the ball comes loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home, the next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 34-yard line. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, it's Cooper. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
2nd and 1. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down.
Brings up 3rd down and 1.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now Rodgers. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
Here we go.
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
At the 17-yard line.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action and hit them over the top.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down. And his kick is good. And with that, they take the lead here, 20-17. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Shotgun now for Wentz. Flush to his right. Going to throw right side here. Complete. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Now Wentz. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, second down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
They'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. To throw is Wentz. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Wentz to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on first and goal. Back to throw. Flushed out right. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. Back to throw. Wentz. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up third down. Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
They'll run here on third and goal. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And his kick is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels, because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down.
56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56. Let's go, D. Ready?
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. That one will be incomplete. He caught it but could not stay in bounds for the long connection. So erase the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
General West. 5-9. Hey, wahoo!
To throw, it's Wentz. Airing one out for Boyd. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. You throw one, you likely cost yourself the game. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. Well, they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
That's good for a Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
We go.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Squeeze. We won it. Come to mine. Let's go.
They'll run it here. This is Rodgers. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
2nd and 11. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
I'm on the ball.
He'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. The Steelers send out their punter now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a fair catch taken here at the 5-yard line. Interesting. Just 34 yards on the punt there. No return. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Bengals drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. On first down, Wentz. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wentz throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A Bengal 1st down on a 16-yard pickup there. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Wentz going to throw. Buying time to his left. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Overtime with less than 2 minutes to play, and we are still all tied. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And that is incomplete.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Wentz. This will be caught by Brown. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 17 at a Cincinnati first down. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Wentz. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Go. 280! Straight 15, straight 15! 6'6", pull it high.
Wentz now on 1st down. And he is in for the score! And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a